What's going on, guys? It's your boy the Oil God, and I am going to break down this week's price action. Let's see what kind of damage the two-leg did this week and how we would have netted at the end of yesterday. So let's have a look and see. We started off on Monday, which is this day, February the 9th. First, we get a long confirmation, right? Price closes outside the 1 hour box. So that tells you potential some bias here. You can look for some up moves. And we want to wait for a two-leg. So we're moving up. We're looking for a two-leg pullback, right? Nothing here, nothing here. How about this? 1, stop, 2. Let me blow that up for you guys a little bit. How about this one? Right here. 1, stop, 2. Will we enter here? I would say no. Why? Because first things first, we have a 1. We have a small stop bar. We have a 2. Now that stop bar is inside of this red candle. Right, so that's an inside bar. That means we can get another leg down, which we got here. So your 1, stop, 2 turns into a 1, stop, 2, stop, 3. Now this is a pretty big size bar. Because this is a 2-leg that turns into a 3-leg because of the inside bar, we want to wait for an extra green candle. Right, so we're not taking this trade because this is a red candle. It's not green. We want a green one here, a green one here. So we avoid that. And if this was a 3-leg, we want that second stop bar between the second and third leg to also be small. We don't want it to be as big as this, right? So no trade for us here. And then we move on down. I personally took this just because we had some open targets above. It could have pushed, but I lost this trade here. I was front running it before it even got to the green entry. So yeah, we came on down. Come on down. 1, stop, stop, 2. I took this, again, just more so freehand, but not a trade that you would take if you're looking for the 2-leg. Why? Because we have a 1, then we have 2 stop bars in 2, right? So if we only had 1 stop bar, this bigger green candle is removed. We only have this one separating the 2 legs. Then definitely you can take that trade. It obviously would have paid. So no trades here in euro. We're pushing up. We get our first 2-leg trade after the box confirms right here. 1, stop, 2. You don't enter on this one. Why? Because first things first, the stop bar sweeps the high, so you want to be cautious. And then 2, we have an inside bar. This candle, entry candles inside of this. So like I mentioned here previously, you want to wait for a second green candle to confirm we don't get another leg down. So 1, stop, 2, inside bar. We get a second green, we enter here. So this is going to be our entry long. Use the same protocol. 20-point stop, 60-point target, and what do you know? We hit target. So that's 3R, just based off of that. We come on back on down to the close of the session. So nothing really for us here. If you planned on holding, you could have looked at this. 1, stop, 2, stop, 3. You could have entered here. If you thought that price was going to go up to fill the volume POC. I personally didn't take this. I waited, and yeah, I mean, you just won this trade, right? So the less times you can enter the market, the better. So nothing here. We come on down into Asia. Again, we normally don't trade Asia unless it's super, super clean. Now we end up on Tuesday, and we do have a squeeze model here, right? So we have this Asia box inside previous New York, and then we also have this New York box inside a euro. So what can we expect? We can expect erratic behavior, right? Up, down, back up, like you can see there. That's a squeeze model. It's taking highs, it's taking lows, and you can expect some erratic behavior. So in this case, first we have a wick confirmation at the highs here. Price doesn't close outside, but then eventually we do get a short confirmation here. Now, where is our 2-leg entry? How about this? 1, stop, 2, inside bar candle. So we want to wait for a second red candle, which we don't get, so no trade for us. In that way, we can flip it the other way. 1, stop, 2. Right, this one's a inside candle, the first retracement. So if you're going to enter, you'd enter here. And if you do take this, you're getting stopped out. Right, so let's just mark it off. Not the best 2-leg. You've seen the 2-leg that looks like this. It was much cleaner, right here. Much cleaner 2-leg, 1, stop, 2, nice and jagged. This one, not so much. Inside bar, medium-sized stop bar, 2. But it is still a 2-leg. So we're getting stopped out on this one. 20-point stop. We're stopped out. And then we get a move on down. Right, nothing for us here. 2 stop bars. We get a move back on up. Now this one here is something you could have taken as well. 1, stop, 2. So we have 1 retracement. We have a small stop bar. We have 2. This one lines up with the confirmation, right? Price does not close outside of this 1 hour box. This one pretty much just closes at the line, but it never violates it. So you could have taken this one, 1 stop 2, second bar is higher than the first retracement, second retracement higher than the first one. Double top here, we can take that short. So that aligns with confirmation. We know we have a squeeze model. This wick sweeps this high, so we got some liquidity taken, right? We're taking highs, we're taking lows. You aim for that, you're getting paid. And then you come on down. We're waiting for the box to close. Nothing really. You could have looked at a 2-leg reversal here. 1 stop 2. There's an extra red candle here, which I don't like, so I didn't take this. 1 stop 2. I would have wanted that green candle to be here, but unfortunately it was not. We have an extra red candle, so I'm avoiding this. Now, how about this one? 1 stop 2. Yes, you could have taken this. It is more of a wavy 2-leg, right? It's 1 stop 2. We want it to be a 1 stop 2, just a jagged one. But either way, let's just say we took that one. We're marking all the 2 legs. You take that short. You go with your 20-point stop. It aligns with the confirmation, right? Price closes outside the 1 hour box. We're getting stopped out. So now we're looking at a potential structure shift here as well. We're moving up, up. How about this? 1 stop 2. Again, wavy, right? We're turning wavy at the end here. If this was a red candle right here, like a 1 stop 2, we can take it. I'm personally not taking this. It is more of a wavy 2-leg. 1 stop 2, right? We're curving, so avoid that. However, we do have a 1 stop 2 here. 1 stop 2, much better than this one. Now, ideally, I would have preferred this candle to be right here, closing right beside this candle, not the extra red candle. I want a 1 stop 2 and entry. But if you wanted more confirmation, you wait for that second green candle, just because the second retracement leg takes us high, so it is cautious season. But we'll get the second green candle, and then we enter here at the second candle close. 20-point stop. We know we have a squeeze model. We know price can go. And this one moves on up and eventually comes back to close this. And you guys saw me take that big long trade. Beautiful trade. We had about a 14-hour, 15-hour type of trade. It was pretty nice. So yeah, that one pays as well. If you're holding into Asia, again, we have the open gap above. The blue one, this one has not been fully filled, right? It's still open. We only went up to here. We had the open volume POC. This was a brilliant trade to take. And pretty much we go on into Asia. If you're trading Asia, 1 stop 2, right? Let me build it up for you guys. So this one here, we're looking at Asia, 1 stop 2, much cleaner 2-leg, right? 1 stop 2, nice and jagged. You can enter here, you're getting paid. And then we move on over into Wednesday. Now we do have a confirmation to the upside, right? We got price closing outside the 1 hour box. We can look for some long confirmations. No real 2 legs here, right? This one doesn't close below this one until we finally come up until this point. 1 stop 2. These are the best 2 legs. This is picture perfect. 1 stop 2. Ideally would have liked this to be a double bottom. So the green candle opens where this candle closes. But regardless, you have the volume POC above. You have the open gap above as well. This is a no-brainer trade. We're holding the bottom of the blue gap. You have to take this trade. Also, we have a head and shoulders here, right? So we have a right shoulder. So you can fix this. Right shoulder. We have a head. And then we have a right shoulder as well, right here. So that's a head and shoulders. That's a reversal pattern. Left, head, right. And we know this is a reversal pattern, so it can send price down. The moment it fails on this candle, it's a failed pattern. That means price highly likely will go the other way. If it's supposed to go this way down off the reversal and it fails, that means now it can go the other way on up, right? Keep in mind, we had the confluences. That's a no-brainer trade. It's a head and shoulder failed, turned into a 2-leg with the strong green bar. You're taking that trade 10 out of 10 times. So we're going with that, 20 points, right? Boom. And if you're ballsy a bit, you're going to look to close that gap. I personally sold up here just because I sold up here actually, just because I've seen price come to the high and come back down. So that is another locked in trade. We'll just go with 3R here. Again, we're just sticking with the strategy. And then we get a push on up here. 1 stop 2. Your entry would be here. Ideally, we have an inside bar, right? The entry candle's inside of this one. So if you're going to enter at these highs, basing it off the gap, then you want to enter on the second green. Now for this one, if you're just aiming towards the gap, you go for a 2R trade, right? This is kind of a shady risk to reward, but go for your 2R trade. You're making money here as well to close that gap, right? This is like a freebie, right? 1 stop 2, beautiful 2-leg, 1 stop 2, nice and jagged. We enter here, we close that gap. We go for the 2R, we make some money. And then you had the reversal 2-leg here as well. Now this one is a little bit more of a tougher catch. 1 stop 2, we fill that gap, no other targets above. We have the Tuesday special volume POC. 1 stop 2, you guys see me take this as well. Now you could enter on this one. I wouldn't as a beginner. Why? Because we have an inside bar. This is a medium-sized stop bar, right? 1 stop inside bar. 2, you want to enter on a second red. You don't get that second red. This inside bar means that we can get another leg up, right? So this is another a great example of what I mean. 1 stop bar, medium-sized inside this candle. 2, we have the entry bar. Because this is an inside bar, we get a third leg on up. So you'd actually want to enter here. Back below the gap, we rejected the Tuesday. But regardless, let's just say we take it anyways. I won't count it. But this is kind of another confluence type of trade, right? We take it anyways, and pretty much we come on down. We shift structure as well, right? So we're going from up, 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 boom. We sell off, we sweep this low, sweep this low, sweep this low. Well, almost this low, not yet. And then we get a pullback, and that's where you enter. Right, so now we get a confirmation to the downside. Beautiful price action. 1 stop 2. Why are we not entering here? Well, first things first, all these candles sweep the low of this candle. I don't like that. I want it to be clean. So 1 stop 2, right? Sweeps the lows, these wicks. We have a medium side inside bar. That's medium size. So let's wait. Instead, we get a much cleaner 2-leg. 1 stop 2. This one is a little more wavy as well with this doji here. But that's okay. It's aligned with confirmation. We have a structure shift. There's no targets to the upside. We reject the blue gap. So you take this one. The wick itself on the stop bar does not sweep this low, right? It doesn't take the low of this close of this candle or the open of this one. So 1 stop 2. Beautiful double top. We're 100% taking this short. It's aligned with confirmation. And boom. What do you know? 3R trade just like that. So once you make your R's, call it a day. You don't have to be trading everything, right? That's pretty much it. If you missed that one, 1 stop 2, you could have entered on this one. 1 stop 2, you're getting stopped out if you enter here, or you're looking at this one. 1 stop 2, inside candle on the 2-leg retracement. 1 stop 2, this candle's inside. So we wait for a second red, which you get here, and then you can also enter that short as well. Right? I mean, clean price action, take advantage of it, but ideally you just want to take one winner, call it a day, unless you have experience with the 2-leg, then you can take multiple entries. Okay, so that's done. Now we're going down. We have somewhat of a range expansion model here, right? This box perfectly lines up with this one here. So the Asia box top lines up perfectly with the red line of the euro. You can call that somewhat of a range expansion. It's at the highs. Right, so that's something else to consider as well. We're at the top of the trend, right? No targets above. The overall trend is still down, right? Look at that. That's a high, lower high, lower high. Now this one makes a higher high versus this. However, versus this, it's still a lower high, right? So we have a range expansion. We know that the range expansion model can continue the trend, the overall bigger trend, which is exactly what it does, right? We sell off, short confirmation. No real trades over here for us. We're chopping around. You could have taken this 2-leg reversal because we have a potential structure shift, right? We're coming down now. Down. 1 stop 2. This high takes this high, takes this high, puts in a higher low versus this and this. This could be a reversal, but again, keep in mind where we are in the trend. We're at the highs now. The dominant trend is still down on the higher time frame. So you can take this. I didn't take this. But 1 stop 2, still a clean 2-leg. If you took this long, let's just mark it out because we have a structure shift. Right, so here we go. 20 tick stop, we're getting stopped out. And if you didn't take that, we're coming down. right? This way, 1, stop, 2. This is an extra green bar here, 1, stop, 2, right? I don't want it to be wavy like this, so I'd avoid this personally. But again, we have the volume POC open below. So if you took it, what it knock you for it, considering we have some confluences here, right? The range expansion, price at highs. A better one actually would be this one. 1, stop, 2, double top, right? 1, small stop bar, second retracement is higher than the first one, double top, and you can enter here, you can enter here. We have that sell-off coming from the highs, right? Boom. You're making money, man. Let's go. And then we come on down, short confirmation, and then you can look at, I mean, this is pretty aggressive, but if you wanted to, if you thought price was going to reverse, 1, stop, 2, you could have entered on the second green if you thought price was going to reverse. But again, I wouldn't do that. Just have a look at the way price is breaking down, right? Wouldn't take that. If anything, I'm going to take it somewhere down here when it's overextended, right? This is just starting to break down. That's a risky trade to take. And then we come on down. No two legs, nothing here yet. Nothing here yet. And then boom, here's a reversal one. If you wanted to time the bottom, 1, stop, 2, right? Again, not the cleanest, but it still works. 1. Why is it not clean? Well, let's evaluate that first. First things first, it is a two-leg reversal. Now, the first retracement doesn't open where the first green bar is that starts the two-leg, but that's okay. The stop bar is small, which we like. It lines up double bottom, which is great. The second retracement opens lower than this one. So 1, stop, we're opening down here instead of side by side. Again, that's a perfect two-leg, side by side, everything. And then we have the entry candle opening next to this one. So that's valid, right? You can take that. It's not the cleanest, but if you thought price was going to go up, you wanted to time the reversal. Again, don't recommend it for beginners, but you could have taken that. And I think we're getting stopped out. We're making money. No, so we still make money, right? Like, come on, you just time the bottom here. Price doesn't get close. You hold that and target gets hit right up here. So that's if you want to time the bottom on that reversal, right? Aggressive sell-off. And then we come on into Friday, range expansion model again. The Euro box is bigger than the Asia box. So what did that tell us? It can continue the trend in the downward direction because that is the trend right now. So that's kind of what formed my thesis for the trade on Friday, yesterday. So first things first, we come up, we get a long confirmation. How about this? 1, stop, 2, stop, 3. Yes, you could have entered here. Now we have an inside bar here. So that's why we're looking at a third leg. The stop bar is inside of this third leg as well. So we get a 1, stop, 2, inside bar, we get a third leg down. You could enter here. Let's just take that. And we're obviously getting stopped out. Right, so there you go. We're stopped out. We come to a false day. Now you could have taken this 1, stop, 2. If you want to close that volume POC, 1, stop, 2. I ideally wouldn't take that. It's never that easy in trading, right? But if you want to take that, let's just say you took it, you want to close that volume POC, you're getting stopped out. And then the next trade that we're going to take, right? We're pulling back all wavy, big candle here. 1, stop, stop. So we have 2 stop bars that can restart the count. This is the one I took. 1, stop, 2. Again, more of a wavy two-leg, but it's not super wavy either like this. 1, stop, 2. We still have 2 retracements. Pretty medium to small size stop bar, double top, double bottom, right? Valid to take. And for myself, I was aiming for this volume POC, which I'll be closing on Monday or Sunday night open actually. But yeah, you go for your 3-yard trade, and what do you know? You're making money. Right after that, we pretty much chop around. 1, stop, 2. You could have entered here. You're getting stopped out. This is before the 1-hour box closes. After that, this one here, 1, stop, 2. You could have entered here. You're going against the confirmation. Just keep that in mind. Right? So if you're looking at a potential reversal, too late to close that volume POC, you could have taken this. You'll get stopped out. And then after that, you do have a 2-leg at the highs. 1, stop, 2. Valid. 1, stop, 2. You can enter here and on the double top, sorry, on the double bottom. That's late in the session. Again, very risky trade, considering the fact that we're chopping around. Know when to fight your battles there, right? You don't have to take all of them When price is clean like this, coming down, going up, that's when you can take your trades. But if price is chopping like this, just avoid it. Although I did take a short here that I'm holding into to Sunday night. To be honest, I think all of these will get closed on Sunday night, so I'll be adjusting my target for that short. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's have a look at the count, what we have here. Starting off on Monday. Oh, come on. Okay. Let's go back to Monday. What would we have made if we took most of the two legs or all the two legs? Well, here's one. That's 3R. Here's a losing one, right? 2R plus. Here's another one, reversal, that lines up with the short confirmation, 5R. This one here, we're losing, so we're at 4R. This one here, if you take that structure shift, you hold it to the gap, that's 8R. We get the head and shoulders, that fails, off the two leg, that's 11R. Let's just say if you took this to 2R, 13R. This one's more of a tougher catch, so we'll leave this out. Again, just because there wasn't a second red. So no trade here, although this would have paid. And then we get the 3R here. That's 16R off the two leg. If you missed that one, you could have taken this one. We won't count that one. But we're at 16R. This would obviously hit as well. And then we have a two leg reversal if you want to take it based off the structure shift. So we're at 15R. We lose an R. Here's one, 18R. And here is the end of the reversal. We won't count this, again, just because it's more of a tougher catch for newbies. So we'll leave it out. That is 21. We'll leave it at 18R. And this one here, we're losing out. So 17R. Let's just say you took this one as a second trade, 16R. And then we're hitting this one, 19R. This one, again, this is not a trade that you should take as a beginner. It is against confirmation. We'll leave that out. But we'll consider this 18R. So 18R, all from 1 week using the two leg. Just looking for very quality, good looking two legs. That's it. That's all it takes. You don't need to do too much. Keep it simple. Use your volume POCs. Use the structure shifts. And that's really all you need to make money using my strategy. 18R in a week. I don't think anybody even gets that in 3 months. People aim for 2R in a month. If they can't even that, you're getting 18R in a week. And if you even took just one trade per day, you're still sitting at like half of that 9R. So if you trade 1%, that's 9%. If you trade 1% and take all the trades, clean ones, 18% in 1 week. All right, that's food for thought. Digest that, follow along. Let me know if you have any questions. This will go up on X, YouTube. So follow me at The Oil God if you want to learn how to trade for free. It really is that simple. The simpler you can make your trading, the better. And just be patient, man. Just be patient for your setups. You don't need to force anything. Like, even if you took half this trade, half these trades, you're getting 9R, 9%. Or even if you take 0.5% per trade, 4.5%. No one's getting you that in trading. No one. Okay, learn the models. Squeeze, range. That's the only two models you need. And learn the two leg, take the ones that align with confirmation. When they look clean, hold your winners, use the volume POCs that I showed you guys before as well. These ones, these are brilliant. This is going to be my thesis come on Sunday. I'm expecting first this to happen. Price initially push up here. Price to initially push up here on open, and then bam. I'm going for all three. I'm likely these all three are going to get closed. So I'm already in this short. I plan on adding here if price shows me a hold. And then boom, we're closing on down. So that's going to be, I'm going to hold all this. So I don't even know what that looks like. Let's have a look and see. I entered here. Right, so if I'm aiming for this, which I'm going to do, close this volume imbalance below. So 8R there, plus I'm going to hold this. If this sets up, right, again, if it rejects, somewhere up here, if I start seeing a rejection, I might just take it before the hold. We'll see how it goes. So we're looking at 15R. That will be made on Sunday if it hits. All right, so again, keep in mind, I'm still in this trade right here. That's going to be my new target. It's not this no longer anymore, but we'll see how it goes. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Lock in, stay blessed. TOG out, and peace.